We're gonna start right now. Hello everybody. We've got a package today that we are opening up. It's wonderful. I've been waiting for this for, what, 4 whole days maybe? Yeah, that's amazing. Super fast shipping. Wow, cool. Cool. Oh, what a cool sharpener. That's a lot bigger than I thought. Okay. Groovy. That's wonderful. Yeah. Funny. Ooh. Wonderful. I'm not gonna go into depth too much, but just gonna open stuff up and show ya with joy. Freaking awesome. This is a big can of sauce. That's crazy. This was the same price, I think. This was $1 more than this. And interesting. I think that I ordered something else. I ordered something with a ram head on it, not this. Let me check the order. That's curious. And then I got a Speedgoat and a Stone Goat. Yeah, oh, Bighorn Base Camp seasoning. That is the same thing. I guess they just changed the label from what I had seen online. It was a beautiful head of a ram with the sacred spirals. This is frickin' gorgeous. A strop for finishing the sharpening routine. Whatcha! Or when it comes to just sharpening the blade, or refining it if you need to do a quick touch up. This is gorgeous. When they say generational piece, it definitely makes sense when you hold it in your hands. This is quite large, maybe 2 or 2.5 inches across. So I just put this over my foot or something and hold it steady and strop it. But this is bison leather. You can feel, you know, because of the way it feels. And then you'd want to have it tight, but that's frickin' lovely. You want to see this? This is amazing. Wowee. Cool. All right. Now we're gonna take the box out of here. We're gonna do the Stone Goat first because I've not received one of these before. Wow. I love how they box their stuff. Great. This is a sheath not for the Stone Goat, but for the Speedgoat. Let's see how you do, buddy. Oh, damn. This is the tactical version, but it fits. Nice. That's great. Beautiful. Got some hardware for all these clips that I love. They are super easy just to put on a pocket or whatever you're clad in. Ta-da! All right, exciting. Thanks, Old St. Nicholas, Dakota, and Sam. Woo! That's a cool sticker. Okay, watch your ears with this paper, maybe. It can be loud. For all you sensitives out there. Thank you. Okay. Cool. Wow. Okay. Feels like a knife. What a solid knife. This does feel a little thicker than the Speedgoat, and just a different style, a different feeling. Substantial. It feels a bit more substantial, and like, yeah, the tip is a little bit thicker, if you can see that. Holy shit, the language, the tip is way thicker, so that's really cool to know. And this is, yep, hair shaving sharp as usual. Wow. What a cool blade. That feels really good. Wow. I don't use the belly for a whole bunch, but it's good to have just in case, this kind of knife. And I really like the lightness of this knife. However, I may just carry this around because it does have a stronger point, and it just feels a bit more substantial. It's slightly heavier, like not even a third of an ounce heavier, I don't think. This is just under 2 ounces, like 1.93 ounces. This is 1.7 ounces, I think it says on their website, but wow, that's crazy. I think the handle may be a little longer too, slightly. Yeah, fun stuff. Just so cool to see the different designs and feel it in the physical with your own hands. Wow, fun. All right, cool. I'm gonna leave this bugger out. Hey, Tuga. Tortuga. Next. And what a blessing it is just to be able to get this stuff. Duga, did you bring a mouse in? I know that knife and sword symbolism.
No, she's just yelling.
All right, scream away. I've already been doing this for 9 minutes. Good Lord. Knife and sword symbolism have to do with not hurting people, but cutting through all darkness, illusion, ego, straight to the truth and true power, which is love. And thanks Bip and Ben and it's not Dracula, but it kind of looks like Dracula. Maybe it's Dakota, but I don't think it is. Datica, D-A-T, or H-C-U-A. Do you know what this says? Here. Thank you.
I don't think so.
But not too long ago, even 100 or 200 years ago, having steel, like good steel, rather than just frickin' breaking rocks and using rocks for cutting tools, were very highly prized. Oh, interesting. So, yeah, this still shaves. I was like, oh, it's not as sharp. Not as sharp, but this one is sharper. But they're still hair-popping sharp. It's crazy to feel the difference. Anyway, wow. Let me stick on one subject. The knives were just a way to survive and thrive. And if you did have really good steel, that was a sign of like wealth and prestige, just because steel was so valuable in days where it wasn't so easily available. Super cool. Wow, this is a pretty color. It shows up a lot differently. That's more of a like sand, desert, golden than olive, I think is how they say it on their website. And this gray is just pretty. Even though you can trade out the paracord for whatever you want. Okay, I'm just gonna make a quick note because I believe I said frickin' rocks or something. Like I didn't appreciate rocks instead of breaking a rock. Here's some arrow. Here's a spear point, I think, not an arrowhead, but a spear point and some other cutting tools, especially with obsidian. I mean, that's just phenomenal. However, you know, it's like as a preference, if anybody would be walking around hundreds or thousands or tens of thousands of years ago, whatever, I'm sure they would really like a blade like this. And then, thank goodness, the earth is abundant and we still can make amazing, amazing tools like these from the different rocks on our earth. So this one, now I could educate myself a bit more about arrowheads, but that's a paleo, I think, point. I need to look up the time frame. My friend gifted that to me from his place. He works on ranches and he does some rewilding work and works with indigenous North American peoples in Chief Joseph's homeland, the Nez Perce. Some of them did not have access. Like Chief Joseph wasn't even allowed to return to his homeland for the rest of his life. He was put in, I think, Oklahoma or something. But I'm not sure if this was from here in Wyoming or over in Oregon. But he's now collaborating with the tribes, and sounds ridiculous to say he's because it has not happened for so long, but appreciation for it happening. He's letting them come to his ranch and dig for certain kinds of roots and herbs and medicines that are exclusively on that place. So just, you know, kindness and collaboration like that is so wonderful to see. I mean, that's the spice of life. Let me look up the time period. And this, I think I found this on either on one of his ranches or my place. Here, I found this in Wyoming. This is like a shell. It kind of looks like a shell with these little marks and all these little dots, and just how this is a woolly mammoth scraper. This is from like 10,000 years ago plus Ice Age. I think it's agate, and it's not sharpened anymore, but you could use this to literally scrape hide. And this was glowing when I was taking a walk, and it was just amazing. That was so cool to find. And then with my buddy hearing what it was, I was just blown away. And then one more thing. So I just looked this up, and I don't know if this is true or not, but that looks like it's dating with the specific design like over 10,000 years ago. If anybody knows, let me know. That's crazy. And then one more note I wanted to make with the Speedgoats. See how it's like a positive click in there? This is for the tactical model. I don't know if it's not making that positive click. Like, even though it fits, it's different. And I can tell when I push it in, it's digging into the plastic a little bit. And you can see plastic shavings when I stick it in, but it doesn't have that positive click, but it does go in, does work, does pop out, and you hear that click. Well, it's different. So I'm gonna reach out to them and see. And just see, you know, double check like, hey, is it fine? Even though it's fine. And I don't know if I'm gonna send these back. There's a 30-day refund, but you know, it still stays in, but it does have a different feeling. It just does seem, you know, more secure with this guy because it's literally designed to be for the specific model. And the tactical model, it did say on the website, I think it was like 0.05 millimeters thicker, but then on the video, the CEO said they were like exactly the same. So I don't know if it was that Cerakote finish that made that extra 0.05 millimeters thickness or not, but anywho, thanks, blessings. Back to the video. One more note to finish my thought about the rewilding. On this ranch, there was just a huge amount of cattle over the legal limit, and when my friend acquired the ranch, the cattle herd was taken way down, and that created space. So first off, it was within legal limits, and then, you know, after the land had been pounded, there cleared up a lot of space for the wildlife to return. So the antelope and the deer and the elk returned. The elk herd tripled in a few years, and it's still fine. They're completely fine with that number on the land. And you know, a lot of good fresh water's back. The river is not being trampled by cattle anymore, and the fish have returned as well, but the river's being updated. But you know, we as humans, originally humans were tenants and stewards of the land, working with our earth rather than dominating it like a lot of religions and philosophies have, you know, described. And look at where we're at now. So when we work with the earth, we can definitely, you know, come back to a healthier planet, an inner and outer world, as well as yeah, just honoring ourselves and where we get our sustenance from. Yeah, anything else? No, good stuff. Thank you.